Hi OMGers, Mike Hayden here. Welcome to Director's Cut Skin. I've been working pretty hard to bring this to you guys, liaising with all the team members, the semantic web expert Kevin Polly, SEO superstar Jimmy Kelly, Russ and Sue, Mike, and everyone getting on board. So let's have a look what you guys are getting. So I'll just pause this. Love that video. Alright, so if you have a look here, this is the setup of the skin. Demo, you can come in anytime, just jump into DC for Director's Cut, dc.seoperth.net.au, and you can have access to the demo there, so you can check code and things like that if you want. So if you notice as we scroll, have a look at the picture at the back here. It's something that it's called parallax scrolling. It's something that modern websites are doing now, so it's pretty cool. It just adds to the effect. You wouldn't necessarily notice it unless someone points it out, but it adds to the cool factor subconsciously, I guess. So you've got different colors. There's two different types of setups. You've got the color setup, and then you've got the column setup. So there's 3 and 4 of the 3 and 4 column of the color, and then there's 2, 3, 4 of the single one. And you can add in headlines like this, or titles like this, which, as you can see as you scroll through, it's also doing some nifty stuff. This is all just example stuff, just to show you that you don't have to have the exact same length of content in each one for it to all even out. I actually spent a couple of days trying to figure out exactly how to get it to do this and be responsive in the way that I wanted to. So yeah. Videos are responsive. I'll show you how to embed them so that they're responsive. You can put in as many as you want. Down the bottom here, you've got all the different, you can put in whatever social that you want. And yeah, so it's cool. And then when you go into, say for example, into an internal page, if you're using contact form 7, this is all customized already for you. The header on this also does nice large graphic header, makes it look great for your for the people browsing your site, and at the same time it's actually really quite fast, surprisingly fast. Spent a lot of work getting it fast for you. So standard sidebar, you've got full width text. I'll show you a post. So here's an example post. Obviously you have whatever sidebar. If you are wanting to use vSilo, then I've set it up so that the vSilo will look nicely in the sidebar as well. Comments, I don't know, I saw it on a website and loved how it popped, so I created something similar for you. That's pretty much it for that. I just want to show you what it looks like responsively. So I'll just pull up this empty tool so I can change the size for you easily. So it comes in at 11:40. It breaks, so it breaks up. So this jumps in. You can use a logo. I'll show you how to do that. Logo instead of having the text there. And yep, so the phone number is front and center, because as we know, we want people calling the phone number. And yeah, so it goes up nicely, and then once we go down to the next breakpoint at 800 and something, as you can see, this video, instead of being side by side, the video is responsive, so the video becomes much larger. This is probably what you'll see on, say, an iPad, for example. And you've got the newsletter. It does a lot better when it's reloaded, so don't worry about the gap there. This is the thing that I spent so much time working on, so that it stayed even and lined up, but at the same time it broke the way that I wanted to, instead of just continually squashing. And then before, like this is Font Awesome. These icons here, so there's thousands of different ones you can use. The title changes, as you can see, the 4 colours, etc, etc. So we go back to the top, and then this is what it would look like on, say, a phone. You've got the standard mobile phone navigation. You know, this becomes a lot bigger, and then everything else lines up nicely. So it's also semantically marked up, so it follows all the semantic web principles taught by Network Empire, Russell and Sue and Kevin Polly. I've run this by Kevin Polly, and he's happy with it, which is fantastic because he's a semantic web expert, one of the best in the world. So you know you're on the right track. So that's it for this brief demo. Next video I'll show you how to set it up for yourself. Alright, now it's time to build this. So here's the steps. You'll find them all in your zip folder. Alright, so first things first is we want to go over to this brand new one. Okay, I've set the blog, set the permalinks, done all the basic stuff that that you know from the OMG teaching. Now, over here. Okay, first up, install Genesis and Dynamic. So let's go to Appearance and Themes. And then Add New, Upload, and Browse. So I went and found my Genesis file. Install now. Genesis always comes first, then Dynamic, because Genesis is the theme and Dynamic is the child theme. Alright, so we don't activate this one. It's not a big deal if you do, but just don't. So we hit return to theme page, and then we go through that same process again. Add new, upload, browse, and we get Dynamic. Current version is 1.7.1. We're going to have to update. That's fine. Alright, so it says the parent theme Genesis 2.1.2 is currently installed. Now we hit activate, and here it is. Before we do anything else, we head over to dynamic settings, and you've got to put your license in here. And if you ever forget where it is, your license over at Cobalt Apps, My Account. Once you've got it, you paste it in here, hit activate license, and you're done. You may need to save changes and then activate something else. Alright, so next step, let's go over to our document. Next step is to import Director's Cut Skin. So you'll download this file from OMG, Director's Cut unzip first. So you extract all. Let's extract it to this correct folder and extract. So now you're going to have these 3 extra files. This one that you had before, you can copy and put it somewhere else. So right now I'm just going to get rid of it just for clarity. So you'll have a folder that has all these 3 files in here, and this file here with all the list, that's this one here, the README. Alright, so now that we've unzipped and we've got these 3 files, you've got Director's Cut Design, Director's Cut Settings. Now these are both named very specifically for a reason. So we go into Dynamic Settings, Import, and then we're going to import the Director's Cut Settings because we're in Settings. So I like to click and drag it onto the Browse button, or alternatively you can click Browse and go through it that way. And then you hit Import Custom Options and wait until it says Setting Custom Import Complete. Then come over to Dynamic Design and Import Export, and same thing over here. So we've got Director's Cut Design because we're in Dynamic Design, and just copy it onto that Browse button and import the skin. Okay, now it's important that you wait until it says Skin Import Complete, because it's got to upload files, upload images, all that kind of stuff. So let's refer to our document, and we're next install Simple Edits plugin. So we go plugin, add new. And it's this Genesis Simple Edits by Nathan Rice. So install that now. And what's next? Install the Contact Form 7. I'll activate that. It's new. And we'll activate that as well. Alright, while we're on the Simple Edits, head over to Simple Edits plugin. Just reset my settings to what they were before, because I've shot this video before. So to make it the way that I have on the demo, get rid of that and get rid of that. Check modify entire footer text, and then you change the meta here, and you're going to find it at the bottom of the README document. So we've got this one goes into the first part like that, and down this part here. Get rid of that. Now make sure that in here you change this to your site name or your brand name or whatever it is. Other than that, that's all you need to do. So you hit Save Settings, then we come back and check where we're up to. So we've installed the Contact Form 7, so we're up to Set Homepage and Template. So you have to go over to Pages, create a new page called Home. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but this is going to be your home page. So now this is extremely important. Over on the right hand side you've got Template. You've got to change it to Director's Cut Home. Okay, that's extremely important. And then you hit Publish. You can put whatever content that you want here or no content. I'll explain where that shows up later, but this actually will show up, not the title, just the content is going to show up on your home page. So we've done that. Come over to Reading Settings. This is setting the home page, so change static page to home, and while we're here, change the article to summary, just good practice. Alright, next we are going to add pages for the menu. So over at the example, so I've got discovery, testimonials, about, contact. You might want to put a blog link in there, so it'll link to your blog posts. But yeah, so we'll go discovery page, testimonials, about, and contact. So we'll come over to pages, hit add new, and I won't bore you with setting up new pages, though I will point out that you don't have to change the template for these ones. Just leave it as default. Alright, so now we've got those pages: discovery, testimonials, about, and contact, like so. So what we do is come over to appearance, menus, and we create a menu here. You can call it whatever you want, and I'd usually just call it standard menu. So hit create. Then we come over here, contact, about, testimonials, discovery, add it to the menu, and we want to rearrange it because it's not the way that we want it. Sorry, responsive drop-down 1 is the one that you want to check, leave the rest of them. So we hit save, and we'll check what we're doing. Alright, we just did that section there. So create menu. Alright, I'm going to end this video here. Let's just have a look at what we've created so far. Doesn't really look like much yet, but it will. This is going to go into more of the detail about the actual setup of or customization of the skin. So in this video, we've installed Genesis and Dynamic. We've imported the Director's Cut skin, the Simple Edits plugin, Contact Form 7, set the home page and template, add the pages for the menu, and created that menu. So I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back, Mark Hayden here with you. So now the next step is to choose whether we want a logo or header text. Currently, it's set to logo. When you get it, it'll probably be set to header text, which is a change that I forgot that I had done. So when you get it, it will look like this. The changes down in theme settings, and when you receive it, it will be like so. Sorry, I forgot that I changed that. So we'll refresh, and this is what yours will look like. Cool. So if you want it to look like this, fantastic. If you want a logo instead, or image banner, then you just select image logo, come back up to save, and then head over to dynamic design. Make sure that in images that you've uploaded the logo that you want. In this case, I've already done that, obviously, and so you'll have these 3 files in there when you upload the Director's Cut skins. So you'll know that as designed, the logo dimensions that you want are 280 pixels wide, 75 pixels high. If you want it higher, you can go up to 120 pixels, but you have to change the padding in Dynamic Custom. So I'll deal with that in a second. But so if you want a image logo, make sure that it's uploaded into here, and then go to header, and where it says select logo image, you just select the logo that you have done, and then hit save changes, and then when you refresh, the logo will come up. Alright, now if you want a taller image, come over to Dynamic Custom and see where it says if image logo in this section here. Say for example you wanted it, it's currently 75 high. If you were to make it 85 high, for example, that's a difference of 10, but what that means is actually 15. So change that to 1515 and hit save changes, then that'll allow you, that'll line it up nicely. So I'm going to put that back, make sure that it's saved. Now, just one thing while you're doing the actual designing, if you don't want this bar in place, you can come over to Users, Your Profile, and just uncheck Show Toolbar when viewing site. Alright, so we've decided that we actually want the header text rather than the logo. So I'm just going to change that to dynamic text and save settings. Reload this just to make sure it's done it, and this bar will also go away, like so. Alright, good. So what do we got up next? We have to decide the layout. Okay, the default layout is, as you'll see on the demo site, so you've got 3 color, you've got a subheader here, you've got 4 column. There's 2 different types as we went through in the intro video. You've got colors and you've got columns, and then there's 3 and 4, etc. You've got subtitles, you've got more columns, 4 and a 2. This is just on the demo, second subtitle, and then this here is the actual content from the home page. And then you've got these at the bottom. So, but you don't need to worry about these ones at the bottom for now. All this in here, all this internal here, that's all governed. Let's go to Dynamic Custom. Hook boxes, and let's make this one bigger so you can see what's going on. Alright. It is a little complicated, but I've made it as simple as possible without making it any more simpler than I could. So let's correlate this across with what we're seeing. So first part here, you'll notice the reason why I've got it all tabbed like this, apart from it looking nice and being obvious what's going on, so it's not cluttered, these divisions actually matter. So this top part here, home after header wrap, that is this area here, this whole with the video, the title, the other widget. So you've got left and right widgets, and then you've got the title. And as you can see, we've got the title, and then we've got left and right widgets. So you're deciding what you want to do with colors, and with columns, and with subtitles. Probably the best thing to do would be to figure out what message you want to send, and then probably I like to draw it out, box it out on a piece of paper, good old-fashioned pen and paper. So if, say for example, you wanted a 4-color, right? So you've got this one here, home color 4. Let's cut that. It's just Control X and paste it up the top. So that will give us a 4-color up the top. And just because we're in this sort of mood, we're going to put this 3-color down here. Right? Notice how I'm taking it from div to closing div. That entire thing is one, I guess probably you call it line. Right? So notice also within here we have got internal subheaders. So on any of the columns, won't work on the color, but on the column. And I apologize if my accent makes it not too clear what I'm actually saying, but I'll do my best to differentiate. On the column, you can have a subheader. So say for example, you want a subheader also on this one down here, this number 3. You just put it underneath this home color 3, and we just hit enter. So now there's going to be, so that you can see it, it's going to be subheader 2. Save the changes, reload here, and you'll see a internal subheader 2. Right. Now there's a whole lot of stuff you can't see simply because the widgets haven't been filled out. Everything through this home page is widgetized, which makes it really easy to chop and change however you want. So to do that, we're doing that at a later stage. All right, cool. So right now we're deciding the layout. If you want to just go with the default layout, probably do that for a few times until you figure out how it all works. But you know, if you want to just delete, say for example you don't want this 2-column one, you just start at this and get rid of it. Easy enough. Then make sure you save changes. Alright, so what have we got up next? So we've decided the layout, we've decided the color, time to decide the colors. So the default colors that we've got is this combination here. These is actually the 4 colors have the full palette. So if you've got brand colors already done, then you know, use them, or you know, what I like to, I come over to Peloton, P-A-L-E-T-T-O-N, peloton.com, and I play with the colors until I find a combination that I like. You might recognize this one. You know, probably 3 or 4 is what you want, or you can go with similar palette. Basically, just play around with these until you get a look that you want, that you know suits what you're going after. So the way that you figure out what they are is to hover over it, and it will tell you the RGB. That's the one that you want, the 343477. So once you've decided that, what I like to do is I save this, but I also take a screenshot of this one here because it's got like I'm going to use these different colors to do exactly what I'm trying to do, achieve and get those color combinations right. You can use anything, but I find using this, it just helps you get colors that look nice together quite easily. Alright, so once you've done that, we set the background. So let's go over to this one so you can see it. In this instance, we've got this picture in the background. I've taken it with my iPhone at night, combined a few together, and basically just blurred it. So you see it on each of these. Right, so I've actually used it all over the place, and if you go into an internal one, it's the same picture there as well. So let's go and find where that is. Under dynamic design, over under images. So there's going to be 2 of them, and the reason why we've got 2 is because this is for responsive. So you'll see I've got the main one is 2560 by 1400 pixels, and it's a file size of 254. You want to try and get this file size down as low as possible. Anything under probably 400 is good. And then once you're happy with the image for that, for the background, then you want to create one that's around 1200. So in this case, I've just taken this one, shrunk it down to 1200 width, which gives me 656. And then, as you can see, it's significantly smaller, which matters greatly for when people are accessing via mobile. So you'll have these 2 files, and once you've got the actual file name, come over to Dynamic Custom, and then scroll down. See how it says you've got home after title wrap, post title wrap, and then you just replace that with your file name, and then come down a little further, and same one, the same big one, replace it in there. If you have these different, then scroll down, then these ones in here are going to be a different picture to what you've got up here, which is fine. It will add to your page load time, so bear that in mind. That's one of the reasons why I like to keep them similar. Also, if you want to have a different image for the home page, this home page background, so have one for this home page and then a different one for the internal page headers, then you're going to need to separate this out. And the way that you do that, the easiest way, and yes, for anyone who knows CSS, I know that I don't have to duplicate it, but I'm doing this the simple way. Just get rid of the top one for that, and that one for that. Make sure you take the comma as well, and then save that, and then you can change them so that they're different. Alright, now next, before we move on, you've got to go to Dynamic Design, go to Responsive, and then on this first one, you've got to go in and make sure that you change this and this one. Make sure that you change both of these to your smaller image. This one that you have done here. So you've got the big image, which goes into Dynamic Custom, and then the smaller one goes into Responsive. So make sure that you replace both of those. That way, when someone comes onto your mobile site, you're not going to see the personalized color. Okay, what do we have next? Fill in the widgets. All right, almost done. This is where it all comes together. So we've got appearance, widgets. Okay, now we're going to put a text box into the header right, and we're also going to put a custom menu underneath that. Select standard menu, don't put anything in the title, save that. Now for the text, we want to put the phone number in, so we scroll to the bottom where it says, so we got under the word, sorry, this is in the README file. So this is just the example text. Obviously you can change call now to whatever you want, and then change the phone number to your phone number. This header phone makes it so that it goes the colors and everything that we want. So I'll save that. Now let's come over here and refresh, and we'll see what happens over on the right hand side. As you can see. So we've covered those ones, and we'll just close that up. Primary sidebar is going to be the sidebar. So for example, yeah, as you can see, primary sidebar. So, oftentimes you might have, let's put recent posts and categories. Let's put that in there. Next up, we have the home header left and home header right. So we're going to put a text box in each of them. Now, the home header left, I've got it set as a video. I suppose you could have it as something else, but I would highly recommend you do it as a video. Now, in this case, I'm actually using I'm using a semantic markup for video. Feel free to use that. Alternatively, you can use anything. All this is just an iframe, and you want to make sure that you've got around that iframe, you've got a div that's embedded, like so. I'll just put this into the README just in case that you want the standard. So you've got the semantic marked up video, or alternatively you could have another one. Don't put both ones in there. So we save that. And then home header right, where actually, as you'll see here, we've actually got a contact form sign up thing in there. You could have this as a contact us, your name, email, whatever, or you can have it as a you can put an Aweber form, or you can put anything in there. Just make sure that the styles match up and that you hook it in with the custom CSS. So in this case, I'm going to go like that. Now I'll save that, and before I go, we'll go over to contact forms. Alright, let's edit this and go over here. Let's grab the home contact form, copy that, and paste it in there. And hit save. Actually, I'll change the name of that. It's going to be a home contact form. So now we take this, jump back into the widget, so we have the contact us today, and hit save. So let's jump over and refresh this and see what we've done so far. There we go. Alright, so we've got the video, we've got the contact form. Now we're missing the title. So we've got to go home title. And then in here, just straight up, we use a H1 and a H2. And then we save that. And let's refresh this and see when it comes here, like so. Cool. Right, now before we move on past this one, I want to show you where I'm talking about when I say hook in to the code. So if you're using something other than this contact form style that I've created for this demo, then you just jump into so you've got dynamic custom CSS, and as you can see that where it says contact form 7, these show the actual customizations that I've done. This is just the border button. Don't let it scare you. So if you're going to say bring in an Aweber form, then try and match up something similar to this this code if you want it to look something similar to this. That's all that was meaning. So now for the rest of the widgets, you'll notice that they're listed. We've got the fat footer at the top here. Let's close this primary sidebar. So you've got the colors 3 and 4, and then you've got the columns 2, 3, 4. So unfortunately, they're not written in the exact order that they appear on the website, just because that will allow us to chop and change as we want. So there's going to be some backwards and forwards with this hook box as you see which line is up next. So in this case, we've got the home after header wrap, so we've just covered all that, the header left and right. So next up we've got home color 4. So we're going to, I'm just going to put text boxes into each of the, sorry, not column, sorry, I don't think so, color. We're doing color. I'm tripping myself up. So we put text boxes into the 4 color boxes, and come and grab some filler text. So I come over to lipsum.com, generate, and let's just grab a paragraph, or even less than a paragraph, a couple sentences, just so that we've got something to work with. So over here, make sure you save it after each one. You could put a title in if you want, or leave it out. Either way, whatever you're trying to achieve. Alright, so now we've done that. Let's check it out. And there we go, we've got these are the 4 ones that we just created just then. So after the 4, we've got the internal subheader, and then we've got a 4 column. So that's these over here. And then I'll come down here. Alright, now if you want a look similar to what I've got with these, the way that you do that, this is called Font Awesome, and to find that you come over to, easiest way to find it is Dynamic Design, and then where it says Font Awesome, just click to view available icons. I've found that these top ones aren't working so well just yet with Genesis Dynamics. So if you try and put it in and it comes up broken, then just try a different icon. All these ones I've tested random selections of them. So so say for example you want a bullhorn. Alright, so we grab the code from the README file. So it's down here, and I'll explain it in a second. So then come back over to widgets, and first column, you could put it in here, into this one, but I actually want a title, so call that one first. So then we just grab another text box, put that on top, and paste that code. Alright, so in this case, you don't have to worry about anything other than this part here where it says FA microphone. So if you want something else, let's go this retro camera. So we would do FA camera retro. So instead of FA microphone, it's FA camera retro. And we hit save. Whoops. Wrong tab. And refresh, and you'll be able to see it. Okay. Now, if you don't have all of them in there, it's not going to line up, so that would be bad. So I'm just going to quickly put the rest of them in here. Okay, all done. And now let's refresh this page, and you'll see they're all looking good. If you're going to have a title in one, you should have a title in the rest of them. So that's just on this second one. Save, and then let's refresh. Looking good. Alright, so now let's go over to the custom. There we were. So we've done the inner 4, then we've got the subtitle. So if we want a different subtitle to first subtitle, which obviously you're going to want to, then just change in the middle here. So whatever, just change first subtitle to whatever it is that you want to say. Next up we have this home column inner 3. Sorry, we've got the home column 3. There we go. So that is these ones here, column 3, 1, 2, and 3. So I just put text widgets with the standard code in. And by standard code I meant the Lipsum. Even when you're doing this yourself, it's a good idea to just put filler content into these widgets when you're first starting out. Reason for that is because then you can come in and have a look at the actual structure while you're designing it, while you're changing things around. And of course, anything can go into these widgets. You can put any HTML, whatever. So if you want things to look differently, then just put some HTML in there, or use other widgets. So we've done the column 3. Now we're doing the color 3. So let's do the same thing over here. These color 1, 2, 3, and let's go over and refresh that and see what happens. Okay, oh, must have saved. You have to hit save, otherwise it will be blank. There we go. Alright, then we've got this next subtitle here, and underneath we've got homepage content. Now this homepage content comes straight in. Let's open pages. So when you did home, this is the homepage content. So when we refresh, so if you want a header, like a headline or something in here, then fairly simple to do. Just do there, to heading 2, and update, and then let's just refresh, and you get a nice header there. So after we've done that, we've got these easy widgets. So just come over to up here and put whatever it is that you want into there. I'm not going to do that right now because it's already got text, and the purpose was just to show you where stuff goes. So you put it into there. You've got your social profiles going nicely. Just in case you missed that, that was under Genesis Simple Edits, and this code in here is your so Facebook, Twitter, for example. So if you were to do it when you do it for your website, you just put in here, so you just put it in there like that, and that's going to be Twitter. Notice also the font awesome. So if you scroll right to the bottom of the font awesome, it's going to have, it's called brands, and then every social account icon that you want is going to be in there. So you just bring in so Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, as you can see. Alright, and this is some nice little social markup that will that could help schema markup that'll help. Alright, so we're done with that, and we've got the home page looking the way that we want. Change the content obviously to whatever it is that you want. Now, so what have we got now? Alright, now there's just a couple of extra things that I like to do to speed the website up and to make it more secure. So we've got the W3 total cache. I'm not going to be going into great detail about it, just some absolute basics just to get you on the road. But so we're adding W3 total cache and iTheme security. So let's go over to plugins, add new. And install this W3 total cache and activate it. Now you don't want to be doing this until you've finished your design, simply because it's going to cache. It's going to take a copy of your stuff and the actual website itself. So when you make a change, you're probably not going to see the change unless you flush the cache, which is annoying to do when you're still designing. So don't do these two last steps until after you've finished the actual design. You've got it exactly the way that you want. So next up we got iThemes security. Yep. And install now. This iThemes formerly better WP security, and activate. Alright, now I'll just hide all of these. And I notice that I have dynamic needs updating. So I probably should have done it before I started. Actually, I definitely should have done it before I started installing the theme, uploading the skin and everything. Alright, so first up we're going to work on the performance. Just going to run through it really quickly. So we go general settings, and I just enable, I put it manual, enable the database, object, browser. I use Cloudflare for my CDNs usually, so you don't enable it then, but if you've got one of these other ones, you do, etc. etc. Page cache, there's not much difference. The main one that you want to look at is the browser cache, and just make sure that these top 4 are checked. You don't need to worry about the total cache header, I don't think. Gzip, and I'm pretty sure that's all that you need to worry about for that. Alright, so next we've got iThemes security. So I like to, before I go into this, temporarily whitelist my IP. So you click that and then you go to settings, and so then you do this. The reason why you're doing that is to change it so that the login doesn't come up, so that if people try and do the standard WP admin or whatever, or WP login to get there, they can't get there, and so hiding your backend is a very good practice to do. So that's what I do for those last two: add in W3 total cache and iThemes security, play around with the settings and all that. So that's it for installing the Director's Cut skin. Time to treat yourself to a tasty beverage of your choice. If you are enjoying this and you like the skin, you want to learn how to create skins for yourself, go deeper into web design and deeper into the Genesis dynamic system, Clinton Dixon and myself, we've teamed up to create a training course specifically on web design generally and Genesis Dynamic, which you can get to at websitedesigntraining.net. It's endorsed by OMG. We're very grateful to Mike and David and Greg and everyone for everything they've done for us for creating OMG machines and all the different iterations we're up to. So we like to give back, and this is one of the ways of us doing so, by giving everyone access to this Director's Cut skin. So go and design the websites, make it look beautiful, make the web fast, and yeah. So this is Mike Hayden signing off. I'll see you in the forums. Probably best for support questions if you actually post them into the group rather than private messaging me, mainly because a lot of people will probably have similar questions, and so everyone can learn from everyone else. So take care, and I'll see you in the group.